Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the limitation of LLMs or the large language models. It is very important to know these limitations so as you use this model so you know exactly what you expect. So let's start the video. The first limitation, we're going to be talking about the knowledge limitation. A lot of people think that AI knows everything. So let's start from the beginning. A lot of people also think that AI started in 2022, and that is not correct. Actual AI started in 1956 by AI, that was the birth of the AI, then 1997, the Deep Blue, then 2012, deep learning, and then 2017, transformer architecture. So the AI has been with us for a long time. So why the myth about 2022? What happened is some of the popular model like ChatGPT start to be well known in 2022. That's why a lot of people think that AI started in 2022. This limitation here, we're going to be talking about the limitation of the knowledge. So I just want you to know something. Each model has a training scope. What does it mean? It means that the model may not know the latest information. So don't rely on the model that you are using, that this model will give you the latest information. Just to give you an example, sometimes I go into a model and I search for certain information about building code, and I found the model refer me to 2023 building code. So I go back into the chat and I say, no, the latest building codes in California, 2025. And by the way, 2025, this is actually the latest building code in California. And it was released and took effective in 2026, so January 1st, 2026. So as of 2026, we have to use the 2025 building code. But the chat give me information based on 2023. So I go back and say, no, I want you to go back and do the search, and I want you to give me this information based on the latest building code in California, which is 2025. So what does it tell you? It tells you that the model itself has limited knowledge, and also the knowledge has cut off. So don't rely on the model so much, because the answer maybe not always be complete or current. Another limitation we're going to be talking about it today is hallucination. So never trust a response from a model because it sounds confident, especially if you are using an older model. If you use an older model and ask the model to give you what Shakespeare said about Celine Dion, so the older model will give you a few quotes that Shakespeare said about Celine Dion. And these quotes are fake. But if you use a newer model, the response from the model will be that Shakespeare died in 1616, and there are no quote he wrote about Celine Dion because their life did not meet. So saying that, you have to be so careful with what you receive from any model, especially if your work related to legal, technical, or professional work. A very good example regarding hallucination, a lawyer, and I believe from New York, submit a court report using an AI responses, and a lot of information in this report was incorrect. So he was cited by the court for providing incorrect information. So it's very important to double check your information, especially that we are still in the developing stage for AI. Another limitation when you use LLMs is reading capability. Before I go into detail, let me just explain something very simple that happened to most of us. If you are using, especially if you are using the free model like ChatGPT, you start writing information and upload pictures and upload file, and all of a sudden you get a message saying that you hit your limit. And that's what we call reading capability, that you hit your limit with this model. In order for you to expand or have a bigger limit, so then you go into another tier. Either you go into the plus or the pro. So how the model reach the limit? Some people think it reaches the limit by how much information, how much texting, how much. Yes, that is correct. But the model itself does not work based on text and information only. It works based on something called token basis. So let's see first what's a token means. One token does not mean one word and does not mean one sentence. So if you say Remy loves pizza, exclamation mark. So this sentence here, the model will divide it into 5 different places or areas. Rem 1, I 1, loves 1, pizza 1, explanation 1. And the model will calculate how many tokens for this simple sentence, and the model will tell you that this sentence is 40 tokens. So as you're writing, the model calculates the token. So now we know that the model itself does not work based on word, it works based on token, and the token is a very complicated process, and I'm not going to go through it here. But let's go into the other screen so we can see the limitation. So now we know the limitation based on token. But roughly, how many tokens equal how many words? It's important to understand. If you type in English, different token per word. If you type in Arabic, Chinese, any other language, French, different calculations. So in this here, we're going to be talking about in English typing. Every 100 token equal 75 words. So as you're typing the word, for every 75 word, you are using 100 token. And now let's talk about the limitation of each tier of the model you are using. I'm going to use the example of ChatGPT. The GPT 5.2 thinking, this is the one, the free tier. a lot of people they're using, there is no confirmed limitations, but it's very low. Now you move into the 5.2 thinking plus, and that will give you limitation about 147,000 words in total. So what is 147,000 words in total? I did this calculation because really you don't calculate the document per word. You calculate it based on how many pages. So 140,000, that will give you, if you're talking about a PDF file, it will give you 48 dense pages or 96 light pages. If you go to the Pro, it gives you the same amount of word. But now let's go into the latest model. 5.4, the same, it's not confirmed for the free one, it's not confirmed how many words. But when you go 5.4 thinking plus, you can go up to 96,000. But here they increase the 5.4 thinking pro to 204,000 words. So what does it tell you? It tells you that if you upload, if you have here, let's say you have the 5.4 thinking, give you 96,000. 96,000 has about like 96 light pages PDF. So let's say you upload 100 light page PDF files into the plus 5.4 thinking. So then the model, most likely what will do, it will analyze the first 96 pages and completely ignore the last 4 pages. So what did we learn from this video? We learned that AI is very powerful, but has limitation. So as you receive the responses from the AI, just be careful before you apply it, especially if you work in a legal professional or something really important that you need this information for. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and also share it with your friend as we are continue the AI architecture integration course. And talk to you in the next video.